There was a time when the heart of every small town beat inside a neon-lit diner. The smell of sizzling bacon, the hum of a jukebox in the corner, and chrome stools that spun just enough to make kids laugh. These were more than just restaurants. They were gathering places, memory makers, and symbols of a hopeful America. Today, we're looking back at 10 things you'd only see in a 1960s American diner. 1. Chrome everywhere. If you stepped into a diner in the 1960s, the first thing to catch your eye was the shine. Chrome stools, chrome counters, chrome napkin holders. It was everywhere. Inspired by the sleek look of automobiles and trains, chrome-made diners feel futuristic and clean. Over time, it became too costly to maintain and new materials replaced it. But in those days, nothing said modern America quite like polished chrome under neon lights. 2. Checkerboard floors. Black and white tile floors were as iconic as the burgers on the grill. They weren't just stylish. They were durable, cheap, and easy to mop after the late-night rush. To kids, they almost looked like a giant game board, a place where you could slide in your saddle shoes. But as tastes shifted in the 70s and 80s, this bold look gave way to carpeting and softer tones. Still, one glance at a checkerboard floor brings the diner era rushing back. 3. Jukeboxes at every table. Imagine dropping a nickel into a little chrome box at your booth and hearing your favorite song fill the room. In the 60s, diners often had personal jukebox selectors right at the table, connected to the big machine in the corner. Teenagers practically lived there, battling over Elvis, the Supremes, or the Beach Boys. But as technology changed and licensing costs grew, these vanished. Today, they're museum pieces of a time when music and milkshakes went hand in hand. 4. Waitresses in starched uniforms. Diner waitresses of the 1960s wore crisp uniforms, often pastel-colored with little aprons and paper caps. They moved quickly, balancing plates and calling customers "Han" with a smile. These uniforms were more than dress code. They gave diners a sense of order and charm. By the late 20th century, uniforms relaxed into polos or tees, but nothing captures that old diner warmth like the sight of a starched dress and a steaming pot of coffee. 5 neon signs that glowed all night. Every true diner had its glowing beacon. Whether it spelled out "Eats," "Open 24 hours," or just the name of the place, neon meant comfort after dark. Truckers, teenagers, and night shift workers could spot that light from blocks away. Over time, neon became too costly to maintain, replaced by plastic and LEDs. But back then, the glow of neon felt like a promise. You were never too late for a hot meal. 6. Milkshake machines whirring in the corner. No diner was complete without the tall silver milkshake mixer. The 60s were the golden age of ice cream drinks, thick chocolate malts, strawberry shakes topped with whipped cream, and frothy root beer floats. You'd hear the steady hum of the spindle as a waitress poured the extra shake into your own frosty metal cup. Today, most shakes are blended in back kitchens, but those countertop mixers were once the sweetest sound in America. 7. Counter service with spinning stools. For kids, the counter was the best seat in the house. You could spin endlessly on your stool while watching short-order cooks flip pancakes and crack eggs on the griddle. It was theater, plain and simple. Counters fell out of style as fast food chains grew and families preferred booths. But in the 60s, grabbing a seat at the counter made you feel like you belonged to a larger story. 8. Cigarette machines in the lobby. It might seem strange today, but in the 1960s you could buy cigarettes from a vending machine right inside the diner. For just a few coins, out slid a pack, often lit up by glowing signs. It was part of the culture. Coffee, pie, and a smoke after a long day. Health regulations and shifting attitudes slowly pushed them out, but these machines are now relics of an era when tobacco sat side by side with toast and bacon, and daily specials on chalkboards. Every diner had a chalkboard, usually right above the counter, listing out the day's meatloaf, pot roast, or chicken and dumplings. Written in smudged chalk, these specials made the place feel personal and homemade. Cooks worked with what was fresh and affordable, and customers trusted the board like an old friend. With digital menus and corporate chains, chalkboards grew rare. But in the 60s, they gave each diner its own flavor of hospitality. 10. Pie displays in glass cases. Finally, the crown jewel of any 1960s diner, the pie case. Sitting proudly near the register, spinning slowly, it showed off lemon meringue, cherry, and banana cream under glowing lights. It wasn't just dessert, it was an invitation to linger a little longer. Over time, corporate menus cut back on homemade pies, and the display cases disappeared. But for anyone who remembers, that turning pie case was the sweetest goodbye before you headed home. The diners of the 1960s were more than restaurants. They were little slices of American life filled with music, laughter, and a kind of charm that feels almost impossible to recreate today. Some things have vanished, others survive in nostalgic corners, but all of them remind us of a time when a hot meal and a friendly smile could make the world feel just right. If you enjoyed this trip back in time, don't forget to like, share your own diner memories in the comments, and subscribe for more journeys into the past.